everyone. Today, I'll be sharing with you a rather goofy idea of mine. As I'm sure most of you know, there are certain Pokemon throughout each generation, especially since Generation 4, where a Pokemon or item or ability is just deemed way too strong for the OU metagame. I mean, we got stuff like Garchomp in Gen 4, uh, Excadrill with Sandrush in Gen 5, and what ends up being decided by the player base at large is that these are too strong and they get voted out of OU. Or better yet, sometimes there's even quick bans decided by the OU Council, like Mega Kangaskhan in Gen 6. And usually it's not very controversial, but sometimes there are people who will say, we'll take Gen 4, who will say, "Oh, we can't ban Garchomp. How could we ban Garchomp? It's like it's a new toy kind of thing." I mean, some people have referred to it as new toy syndrome. And part of me wonders, what if we listened to those people? What if we said, "Yeah, we this isn't that bad. We can adapt to this." And you know, I think it's for the best that the official OUs under Smargon do not do this. But I mean, what if we messed around with the broken and concocted broken strategies for these metagames as they would have been if bans didn't happen? Let's look at Gen 5 for example. What Gen 5 would have had: Deoxys-Attack, which was allowed for a brief period, as well as Darkrai and Shaman Sky, and that's Shedinja. Shaman Sky, and Manaphy and swift swimmers like Kingdra under permanent rain. I mean, and what if those were kept and we even let them stay around long enough to be around at the same time as later releases like Genesect, which came out later in Black and White 2, and Tornadus Therian, and Sheer Force Landorus Eye. It would be it would be a crazy experience. Probably it would probably be pretty centralized around certain Pokemon. I mean, I think anything with Genesect allowed would probably have us seeing a lot of Genesect in play. But at the same time, I wonder, we have these senses of broken checks broken, but at what point is there a place for a hypothetical where we say, yeah, I mean, these guys are broke. I mean, we got Deoxys-Attack, we got Darkrai, but hey, I mean, there's also Genesect. We can deal with this. It's a pretty silly situation to imagine, I think, but at the same time, I think there's fun to be had. I mean, even some optimizations and innovations to be made even in this crazy environment. I mean, like I mean, anything goes exists for a reason. There's always that morbid curiosity or, you know, desire to play with these insane elements. And sometimes some tiers are more balanced than others. And I think a format with these guys allowed would probably be a little bit much. But at the same time, let's mess with it. I think there's room to mess with it, as I've said before. It's it could be funny. I mean, I think really the what is motivating this for the most part is certainly, yeah, it would be really funny to have these crazy Pokemon running around and duking it out. But who knows? It could be enjoyable. It could be. But fun is subjective. But I think there's a real appeal in messing around with broken checks broken to the power of 10. So, in the description below, I've linked a server dedicated to this madness. If you're interested, please join it. Otherwise, thanks for your time and watching this video. It's not very long, but that's what I got.